What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so the second game from yesterday's basketball action featured the Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the Denver Nuggets. And this was game 5 of that series, second round series. And from a historical standpoint, if I'm not mistaken, one of the reasons why game 5 from a historical standpoint is so important is that the winner of game 5 usually goes on to win the series 70% of the time. So it's usually, just common sense to get a 3-2 lead is important. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the series. The 1994 Knicks, for instance, had a 3-2 lead in the finals and they lost. The 2018 Rockets had a 3-2 lead against the Warriors. Or was that 2017? One of those years. I think it was 2018. They had a 3-2 lead and they lost. So it doesn't necessarily ensure that you're going to win that series. But I think it's 2018 now I think about it. But usually it means that you're in a good position. Now, going into this game, Nikola Jokic had been playing below what we had normally seen from him this season. Matter of fact, not just this series, the entire playoffs. In this series, I think he had been averaging he'd been only shooting 39% from the floor. And for the postseason, he'd been averaging around 25 points per game, which is considerably lower than the almost 30 points per game he averaged during the regular season. To be fair, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has not exactly been lighting it up this postseason either, especially when it comes to his efficiency. Matter of fact, both of these MVP candidates have been virtual bricklayers during this postseason and in this series. Ultimately, the difference in this game, I think it looked like earlier on OKC was going to blow out Denver again, but Denver was able to get back into it, largely off the strength initially of Nikola Jokic. The game was very close. I think Denver had a slight lead at halftime, I think it was. In the third quarter, it was Jokic and Jamal Murray doing a lot of damage. And going into the fourth quarter, the Nuggets had an 86-78 lead, looking like they were in a position to take a big 3-2 lead. But then the Thunder were able to come back into the game. Shai, who had a slow start going into this game, was able to turn it on. Jokic had a crazy fall-away three-pointer down the stretch in this game to tie the game at 103 all. Jokic finished with 44 points on 17 of 25 shooting, 5 of 7 from three-point range, 5 of 5 at the line. He also had 15 rebounds. Only had 5 assists, and that was largely because, and this time I got to be honest, he didn't get much help. In a pivotal game 5 on the road, Jokic did not get much help from really anybody outside of Murray. And even Murray was inconsistent with his shooting in this game. Shai did get help from the others, and that was pretty much the difference. And the Thunder come away with a 112-105 victory. They have a 3-2 lead in this best-of-7 series. Now, of course, the series is not over, but the Thunder are, I don't want to say they're in the driver's seat, but they're in a favored position. For the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. struggled again. As a matter of fact, Michael Porter Jr. has only had really one good game this entire postseason run. 1 of 7 from the floor, 0 for 5 from three-point range, 2 points. Aaron Gordon had an okay game, 13 points, but not the impactful games, clutch type shot making that we've seen from him in the past recent. Christian Braun, 8.7 rebounds, only 3 of 12 from the floor. Jamal Murray, 28 points, but only 10 of 27 from the floor, and just 3 of 13 from the 3-point line. And Russell Westbrook, man, he was awful. 1 of 7 from the floor, 3 of 19 in his last in the last 2 games. And there's that report that came out by Ramona Shelburne, which was bullshit because Aaron Gordon shut it down. Like I said before, I don't know why the media is so hell bent on going after Russell Westbrook. There was a report basically saying that anonymous players say that Russell Westbrook is immature. Russell Westbrook got into it with Gordon and blah, blah, blah. And it's just sad because it's almost like, if the Nuggets lose, they're trying to create ammo to have Russ be the scapegoat. Even though Michael Porter Jr. has played like trash this entire postseason, but they want you to focus on Russell Westbrook. Look, I can't make excuses about it. Russ played terrible offensively last 2 games. Yes, he's been terrible. But to try to blame the whole loss on him, it's just unbelievable, man. I really despise the media. And I'm glad that Russell Westbrook's wife came at Ramona Shelburne for that terrible piece that she put out there. But I got my issues with Ramona Shelburne about a lot of different other things, you know what I'm saying? As a team, the Nuggets only shot 41% from the floor, only 13 of 46 from 3-point range, just 28%, and only got to the line 13 times. For the Thunder, Shai had 31 points, and he shot 12 of 23 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3-point range, 6 of 6 at the line. Jaden Williams had, Jalen Williams, had 18 points and 7 assists. Chet Holmgren had 14 points. Isaiah Hartenstein, 15 points. Lou Dort, 12 points. Alex Caruso, 13 points. The Thunder shot 50% from the floor, 41% from 3-point range. And they were 18 of 23 at the line. And that's it, man. The Thunder are in a good position to advance to it isn't etched in stone yet, but one more win, and they advance to the Western Conference Finals, which I believe would be the first time they've done that since 2016, I believe it was, when they had a 3-1 lead against the Warriors, which they blew. So, Shai's season, which appears to be an MVP winning season, continues. But anyway, for the Nuggets, the season is definitely not over by any stretch of the imagination. I just chose not to look at social media this morning when it comes to this game because I already know the Joker fans are going to do the blame game thing. You know what I'm saying? I already know how that's going to go. So I'm going to say this too. I remember when I would say in 78 and maybe Ticket, when we talk about Giannis not having help, some of the loudest detractors would be Jokic fans. And they'll say, well, Joker got to do what he got to do, and we don't complain, which is bullshit. Giannis got to get it done. Giannis got to get it done. Well, he got to get it done. Well, guess what? Joker got to get it done. Or do you all just admit that y'all were too hard on Giannis and it is what it is? Or should the media stop giving Jokic passes and give him the same treatment that they give Joker? I mean, they give Giannis and say he need to leave Denver, he need to leave a small market and go team up with somebody else. Go chill with LeBron James and go help him get a ring, and so that he only gets the credit and Joker gets all the blame. How about that? Since I've noticed that LeBron and Jokic fans are starting to get buddy, go join up with LeBron and see how that works out. Whenever they lose, your guy gonna get all the blame, and LeBron gonna get no blame at all. See how much you like that, Joker fans. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.